Has the coalition had any views on the GOP candidates, besides Donald Trump? I know you worked very closely with Nikki Haley. What are you hearing there? Obviously, or RFK Jr., but I really think all eyes right now are on the presidential candidates or Republican nominees.
Well, it's a really interesting race because foreign policy for the first time in quite a few years is actually pretty front and center. There's a lot of conversation about China, obviously about Iran and Israel, especially now, about Russia and Ukraine, and of course about Mexico and the border. So foreign policy has become increasingly central to the Republican primary debate. As it relates to Israel, this is, while there are a lot of areas of disagreement among those primary candidates, Israel does remain one of the few things on which there is relative consistency. I believe every Republican primary candidate called out Hamas as a terrorist organization. Of course, some are spending more time on it than others. Ambassador Haley has been speaking regularly about this. Ron DeSantis as well has been speaking about it. Others like Vivek Ramaswamy have been a bit more focused on what's going on domestically, but all of them came forward and denounced Hamas for the terrorist organization that it is immediately following the attacks.
Anything else on your radar, Carrie, that you would put on ours, especially in the days ahead, as this is unlikely to be a war that would end, if that's even the right way to put it, anytime soon?
Well, certainly this is going to be a very, very long war. That's what most predictions are saying. I think it's really important that everybody, as you're reading the news, as you're watching the news, that you really are thinking critically about the information that's being presented to you, that you appreciate and recognize that there is, the phrase, the fog of war exists for a reason. There's going to be a lot of things that are being put out that will, end up getting called back. There will be a lot of accusations flying around. And I think the best thing that we can do to support our allies and to support, our own country is to make sure that we are consuming information and verifying that information and not being a part of the sort of broad propaganda machine that often creeps up in these situations.
Carrie, thank you so much for joining us, and I'm sure we'll very much be continuing this conversation.
Thank you so much, Diane. Really appreciate being with you.